Toy Story, Late Night Edition. I've worked freelance restoration for media archives the past 9 years. Most of what I find is boring. Old test reels, damaged dailies, or rejected pilots for forgettable shows. But in April of last year, I found something else. A mislabeled 35mm reel had come in a lot, marked Pixar Internal, 1993 to 1995. These reels are often concept reels, animation tests, or alternate scene takes that never made it to final films. But this one was odd. It didn't have a typical label, just a sticker, faded and flaking, that read, Toy Story, Late Night Edition. Not for public review. There were no digital backups, no timestamp, just that reel. I should have handed it over, but curiosity has a way of prying. Play me. I threaded the reel into an old Steenbeck viewer. The footage opened with the familiar Toy Story theme, but slower, almost warped. Andy's room was completely dark, illuminated only by flickering static from an old TV in the corner. The toys were arranged in a circle on the carpet, facing each other in silence. Buzz was the first to move. But he didn't walk. His joints cracked as if they'd never been used. He approached Woody, who turned his head, then pulled it off. Woody tossed his own head across the floor like a basketball, then reached into a drawer and pulled out Mr. Potato Head's face, pressing it onto his own exposed neck peg with a sickening pop. The rest followed. Unnatural things. Over the next 5 minutes, the toys continued the ritual. Buzz swapped heads with Rex. Ham wore Jessie's scalp like a hat. Even the Etch-a-Sketch displayed a disturbing drawing of a toy with 3 heads. No dialogue, just the soft hum of the static-filled TV. Then, the room changed. The floorboards creaked, as if the camera itself had weight. The walls peeled back. Toys stood shoulder to shoulder. Hundreds of them. Each had a mismatched head. Some had limbs from old Stretch Armstrong dolls. Others had googly eyes embedded into plush cheeks. One of the toys turned to the screen. It was Woody, wearing a Buzz Lightyear helmet on a headless neck. And he whispered, "You are not real." Then the film glitched. Behind the scenes. The final scene was different. It cut to what looked like behind-the-scenes footage of a Pixar studio. Several animators stood in a motion capture room. At first, nothing seemed wrong, until one of the crew members bent his arm the wrong way. Like his elbow had no bone. They didn't blink. They just stood there, unmoving. Then one of them reached for his face and peeled it off like a rubber mask. Underneath was plastic. Not skin. They were toys. Human-sized toys. Another removed his glove, revealing painted-on seams and a ball-joint wrist. Someone in the background twisted their torso in a full 360 degrees. No one reacted. No one screamed. The camera zoomed in. The last frame was a production slate. Instead of Pixar, it read, Property of Seed. Aftermath. I tried reporting it. The archive labeled it a prank and shelved the reel. When I returned 2 days later to show a colleague, it was gone. The record of me logging it in? Wiped. But I remember the voices, faint, crackling, coming from the static on my office TV that night. Your head doesn't belong to you anymore. If you ever find a dusty VHS or film reel with no label, don't play it after midnight. And if your reflection ever blinks out of sync, don't try to fix it. Just run. You were never the original model.